Good afternoon, legends. Happy round 10 day. We've got 7 hours, 20 minutes to go. Also have someone working on my roof as we speak or about to start. So let's see if he makes any noise. But yeah, welcome in. It's going to be a fun week. Obviously, trades an interesting one, especially in the Supercoach space here. Considering myself there, sitting with Jerome Hughes, it's a tough situation because the half position is absolutely disgusting. I have a lot of cash in the bank, so that helps. But outside of Cleary being the obvious best trade in for the next 3 weeks, with Cleary, are you going to have him in your side for the whole buy period? What are the chances of him actually backing up after Origin and stuff like that? So that's my main worry with trading in Cleary. But if you look at this half position, it's so gross. Can you grab SJ? He doesn't play 13, obviously. He's carrying a bit of an issue right now. I think General Physio just popped something up on SJ as well, which I'll pop that up while we're here. Sean Johnson has been limited to minimal training as he continues to deal with Achilles tendinopathy. Good news is he's on the improve. He has done a lot more training this week and hopes to be back to full training in the next week or two. So that's some positive news, which has just popped up there sort of 15 minutes ago. He could be the option, and he could be the cheaper guy that I suppose we could just lock in over this period, and has been scoring fairly well. Outside of that 45 on the weekend, he's had a pretty good run of games, but it's Roosters into Penrith the next couple of weeks, so those matchups are fairly difficult, and I'd say he's probably the longer term best option. And you've got DCE, you've got Ben Hunt, it's going to play Origin, both of those guys are. Matt Burton's probably a guy that you could look at, but again, plays Penrith this week. Do we want him in our sides there as well? That's going to be the question there as well. SC Whisperers just put up soon David Fafita in a Tigers jersey. They're pretty funny at that. He's just told Titans he's actually not going to be returning to them next year, which is pretty rough for them. That's for sure. But yeah, so Burton with him, chance to be 18th man or on the bench for Origin. So, do you select him this week up against Panthers as well with a chance that he doesn't, stick in this side? But obviously the next few weeks outside of Penrith are pretty good. You got Canberra, you got St. George, Newcastle, and Para if he's not in that Origin setup. So that could be really cool. He's definitely an option, but very expensive at that at $767. So that's where my thought was, just to go to Cleary. A cheaper guys here, while that I'm actually, there's a potential to even look at Jackson Hastings at a 59.9 average for the season. He scored 3 tries though, so there's a lot there maybe that can't keep up. Sammy Walker, it was Cleary or Sammy Walker for me. And when I look at him, yes, he's played 2 games there, less than 80 minutes. He got a 56 with a couple of tries or something in that one. And then 18 minutes in the Dogs game as well with the concussion. So outside of that 172, he has a high of 56 and a 55, a 42, a 40, and then a 12 in 80 minutes there as well. So pretty gross for Walker, but he's very cheap at that and a negative break even again. And you look at the next few weeks, it's not the easiest, but Warriors, Sharkies, Canberra, and then the Cowboys he'll be playing there in round 13. So he's the cheapest, best option. If I had I've got 1 boost left, so I could make it. But if I had a clear option to trade up, just to say I go Walker here, that leaves me with plenty of cash in the bank, right? I would then probably have to use that on a Chan up to a Nikora. I could use it on a Blaze Talangi, but he's going to be playing fullback, and we might actually get him for round 13, so that could be helpful. I don't know where else I would use that money, to be honest, and what would be worth it this week. I've got to, making these trades, I've got a good solid 17. It means I'm not playing Brayley, Willison, Isaac Tungle's out. He'll be back next week. I'm not playing Galvin, so it's a good 17, a good enough 17 anyway. So I think Cleary, just as the 3-week play at minimum, could be the go, and then make the decision from there, because the halfback situation is pretty dire right now. Lower than that, it's, Schneider's out now, obviously. Tyron Wishart, if you want to go cheap there at 320. Atkinson, doubt he's going to score. He got a line break last week. He's not going to do that against the best teams on a weekly basis. Isaiah Katoa, has had some decent games, but it's not really in his domain there to go absolutely nuts and score sort of 60 average over the next bit. He's had, as I said, a couple of good weeks there, a 74 at the start, 79 and a 53, or his top 3 for the year. but 37 and 26 the last few is a bit of a worrisome kind of situation. So it's Cleary or Walker. Anyway, my second trade for the week is going to be Ethan Strange to Jermaine Asako, and I'm going to vice captain Garrick. I think I'm bringing in Asako in the head-to-head team as well, so I'm going to vice captain Asako in that one. I think Garrick, they scored a couple of tries. Obviously, he scored 2 doubles in recent games, but Dolphins have conceded 2 tries to Jeremiah Nanai on that edge last week, the same edge as Garrick, and then Kyle Felt scored a try as well. So potentially Manly boys can get down that edge and do good work down there as well. So yeah, that's the general thinking. I'm holding Isaac Tungo this week. He's going to be important for round 13. Hopefully he can get back to some good scores. He's fairly cheap now and has the opportunity to get back up with, back next week. Cleary, hopefully can get him some good ball and some good scores over the next few weeks. That's my hope with Isaac. Would have been nice to have him here this week, but against Dogs and that side, I think it's it's not the easiest kind of matchup anyway. My only real big question this week is probably Beau Fermor or Lockie Galvin as my 17th player, and a little bit worried about Coruscant with Simkin on the bench as well. So hopefully both Brayley and Coruscant kind of improve, and Terrell May gets like 40 minutes. If you can get 40 minutes, I think you'll be able to score close to that 50 mark, and that will be fine. And we can just leave that front row forward, leave Hooker alone, and not use a tremendous amount of trades over the next few weeks. Because right now, we're down to 25 after this week. Again, just trying to get the team sorted. Seriously, it's been some tough sledding. We're at 8,500 overall. Still got the 1 boost, as I said. Hopefully use that in a later date, but 25 trades left. This is the situation for my team. Now, I just wanted to touch on here the buy planner that I've got set up there. At this stage, we potentially have Talangi for round 13, so I'm going to leave that in there. And with these trades that I made, Strange goes out for Asako. It doesn't change the situation for round 13 or 14. Cleary coming in for Hughes potentially changes 14. But at this stage, I've got enough for that week, and we can also obviously make some changes along the way. Fuller, I've got in my team, so I've just blocked out every other week apart from 13, 16, 19, because it looks like they're the ones that he will play only if Hammer is back. But there's obviously every chance with a hamstring injury and issues that he's had over the last month that he might not back up in, like around 17 or something like that. But do we have Fuller all that time? Is probably the question we need to answer for ourselves. But yeah, I just want to pop that in there. If Hines and Crichton both play Origin, it's anywhere between 12 and 14. If they don't play Origin, or one of them does or doesn't, then it's 13 or 14, which is good. So 12's fine right now. We'll obviously, add in a couple extra from there. Chan might be the guy to move on. Obviously there, Beau Fermor could potentially be the guy as well, or Willison. We'll see what happens with Appy. We might end up getting like a JMK or something like that. We'll find out, and we'll work that one out over the next few weeks. But just wanted to pop that up there. We're in a fairly solid position. Obviously, 25 players, so much easier to get your buy planning done correctly in Supercoach compared to that of Fantasy. So that's my team now, and we will move to the head-to-head squad, which has made a couple of trades as well. Okay, so trades this week for the head-to-head squad. We're one less. We're down at 24 now, but the 2 trades being made are that of the injury of Pappenhausen, and Ethan Strange is coming out as well this week. We'll preserve some of his cash gains that he's made and just improve that center wing overall is the theory here. So Pap and Strange go to Dom Young. I'm going to jump on the train. Hopefully it helps out for me this week, and then Jermaine Asako as well. So 2 good upgrades. Other options were guys like Dane Gagai. Potential. I couldn't get to him from Dom Young. I really wanted. I think Asako is going to be a good one to own over the next bit. Again, this doesn't help at all with my round 14 cover, but the head-to-head comps that I'm in, some are playing buy rounds, some aren't. So yeah, Asako and Young helping for 13. It kind of helps overall. Yes, but and some of those head-to-head comps as well. I need to get the wins, and a couple of them are playing buy rounds, so we do have to focus, unfortunately, on all of the rounds, not just the outside of those major buys. So yeah, very simple that we need to get rid of Pat. I had 260 or something in the bank. So yeah, allows me to make 2 upgrades in that position. And let's show you what the team looks like. At this stage, I'm going to be leaving Coruscant out of the side. I'm going to play Connor Watson. Hopefully for him, he gets 50 minutes. Be very, very happy with that if he does. And yeah, I think that he can get the sort of 50, 60 points. If there's any attacking stats in there, great. But if he knows he's going to be on there for 50, I don't think it really changes for him. He just is the Energizer Bunny going nuts the whole time anyway. But yeah, I'm going to play him over Coruscant. It's a bit safer at this point. In that one, Adam Fanua-Blake in the team with Terrell May. Just going to lock them in. Hopefully they go well. Not playing Sean Lane this week. I'm going to go Crichton Plath and Kaipi's Paul in the 2RF. Keeping Johnson. Thankfully for him, it looks like he's improving his fitness a little bit. So good news on that front. Nico Hines currently doesn't have the captaincy. I'm going to work that one out in my overall team as well, based on how Garrett goes and make that decision there. But as I said, Asako comes in. He's going to be the vice captain this week. And then I'll make the decision between sort of Drinky and Holmes, I'd imagine. Hines is a very easy captaincy option as well. It is against a slightly depleted Melbourne side. It might be one of the drier games as well. Apparently there's some showers around Titans, Titans around Gold Coast on Sunday. But again, that's far away. And predicting weather is the hardest sport in the world. So, and I don't expect Titans to go down easy. Like, they might concede a few points, and that could work, but it also could just work just to slap it on Nico Hines. And if they're able to continue their good form, and we know that the right-hand side defensively for Storm is a little bit of a tough one at the moment. Maybe they could score some points down there, and they do have Grant Anderson coming in on the left-hand side. So yeah, Hines may be able to attack that one as well. So don't think it's the worst matchup at all for Nico up against Melbourne. But if you want the upside play, Hines is the upside play, 160 odd, but Drinkwater or Holmes can do a good job there as well. So that's where I'm sitting at the moment. I'm going to see how Asako goes and make that decision later on in the week. But at the moment, playing Taylor May over, I think he's the last one on this list. So I had to have Roger over Taylor in this one, but over Galvin at the moment, Coruscant Lane. We'll see how that one plays out. I'm not completely sold on that one, but and it's against Crichton as well, so it's fairly tough. But yeah, CTW right now looks really strong with Talangi at fullback as well. Halves, we've got that set with Hines and Johnson. It's not Cleary, but he's averaging just the same or more than Cleary, or whatever it is at the moment. Cleary with the one good score. Meany moves to fullback for now. I didn't want to bring any of those gun fullbacks in. They've all got Origin. It's really only Drinkwater I think you want in that spot. And hopefully Meany can get a better score this week. Same with Holmes. I brought him in last week. I need a big one. Same with Drinkwater, and hope for Dom Young and Asako to kind of kill it. And I think we can have a good week. Like, moved into 3,000 overall. Hopefully over the next few weeks we can hold off on a couple of trades for sure, because it's getting low at 24. That's for sure. It's been a bit of a try and make a comeback kind of year, obviously, in my head-to-head comps, that's for sure. And I'm sitting 16th and 17th, coming up against 4th in both of these leagues. So it should be a very fun one. I think a few of them held onto, I had a look, one or both of them held onto Cleary through the weeks there. So it's going to be a really fun matchup. I really need a win. So that's where another couple of trades come in. Again, with the head-to-head squad, if you're not anywhere near the top 8, you may as well be ripping through those trades just to try and get there. Because, yeah, conserving trades and not going for gold each and every week can be a little bit frustrating, and it won't, it's not going to work out in the long term. Because if I'm not in that top 8 finals, it doesn't matter for this head-to-head team. So, yeah, we're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep moving. We're in a good overall spot, which is funny. 3,000th overall, but getting pumped in my head-to-head. So, yeah, funny how it works. You're aiming for head-to-head, but it's not working out for that way at the moment. But we'll get there. We'll keep moving. We're doing a good job. And, first in one of them, 10th in another, 8th in another, 16th and 17th in the other two. So, pretty funny how that works. But, yeah, that's the head-to-head team for now. Wish me best of luck. I wish you guys the best of luck in return. And have a good weekend, guys. Enjoy that footy. Hopefully the sun stays out like it is right now.